I know that the scarf doesn't exactly match the clothing that I'm wearing. It doesn't go with jeans and a t-shirt, but I wanted the scarf for the fairy tale nature of what we're talking about today. It's very fairy tale-like, and I like it. Sandy Says Read, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a sort of quick intro to something new here at the channel. I have already filmed a couple of book reviews of fractured fairy tales or twisted fairy tales here at the channel, and I will have those in the playlist that I'm building with this video, okay? But I wanted to do something a little more official to officially introduce a reading challenge that I'm starting. Now, I'm fully aware there is probably a booktube content creator out there who has already done a fractured fairy tale roundup or a genre reading of fairy tales, twisted fairy tales on their channel. There probably is, and I've just missed it because I'm really good at missing things that people do in the booktube community. I'm aware of that. I know it's a failing. I know it is. So what I want to do is invite you guys out there to connect with me. If you already have like a set of fractured fairy tales that you have reviewed on your channel, please connect to me. Let me know that you've done that. Tag me on that so I can review them, so I can review them, so I can view them, so I can look at them, so I can see them, and we can sort of brainstorm, share ideas, come up with more fairy tales that we want to read together, okay? The whole point of this intro to my Fractured Fairy Tales playlist is to get more people excited about this concept. This concept is the Fractured Fairy Tale Reading Challenge. I'm making up my own reading challenge this year, kind of like I did with the Dragon Reading Challenge last year. I'm making up a new one. This is the Fractured Fairy Tale Reading Challenge. I'm probably going to just abbreviate that, the FFT Reading Challenge, just to make it easier for myself. Okay, so my notes say we're making this more official. I'm inviting other booktube content creators and readers who may not be booktube content creators, just readers out there, to join me in this. Join me in this challenge. You do not have to read the exact books that I'm reading. I'm just inviting you to use this as an excuse to read some fractured fairy tales. Here's your excuse. Let's do it. All right, what else? I'm going to list for you guys the FFTs that are on my TBR for 2025. And what else? What else am I doing this? Setting the FFT Reading Challenge playlist on the SSR channel. Yeah, I know I've got a lot of abbreviations on this thing here. That's what I'm going to do with this video. I'm going to put this video at the top of a playlist so that after you watch it, you can just watch through the book reviews that I bring you in 2025 of twisted fairy tales that I read for you guys. Okay, now I've already done the review for the true story of Hansel and Gretel, and I've already done for you guys the review of Thornhedge. I know as of this filming, I have not yet uploaded the review of Thornhedge for you. I've just filmed it. But I wanted to share with you Sleeping Beauty, the actual factual Sleeping Beauty. Look at how beautiful this particular book is. Look how gorgeous that is. This one is, the illustrations are by KV Craft. Is it KV or KY? Hold on, I'm going to check and make sure. The illustrations are by Kanyuko Y. Craft. And I'm going to read to you her biography. Kanyuko Y. Craft has won more than 100 graphic arts awards, including 5 gold medals from the Society of Illustrators, and her paintings have appeared in such publications as Time, Newsweek, and National Geographic. She has illustrated numerous books for children, including The Adventures of Tom Thumb, Cinderella, King Midas and the Golden Touch, Cupid and Psyche, and the 12 Dancing Princesses. The New York Times says of her work, K.Y. Craft's illustrations are wonderful fun, extremely elaborate. There is no end to the painting's rich detailings and small, craftily hidden surprises. You guys, that is so accurate and true of the illustrations, the beautiful, beautiful pictures in this book. I read through this book. It's a little children's book, right? It's a children's book, The Story of Sleeping Beauty. I read through it. I wanted to read it to you here on the channel ahead of doing the Thornhedge review for you. And then I got nervous. I felt bad because I thought, am I trouncing on copyright by reading an entire book on camera for you guys? Probably am. So I decided, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to read the entire book for you guys. But we all know the story of Sleeping Beauty. And this particular book, this particular version, let me tell you, hold please. This particular version, it is copyrighted in 2002 by Malon F. Craft. And then the illustrations were by Kinuko Y. Craft. All rights reserved, which is why I did not want to trounce all over the copyright and just read the whole thing to you guys on camera. But it is the story of Sleeping Beauty. We have Princess Aurora, being born to the king and the queen, and the king, invites 12 of the 13 fairies in the land to her christening. Well, the 13th fairy is like all pissed off because she didn't get invited. So she shows up, before the 12th fairy can bestow her gift upon the little sleeping princess. The 13th fairy shows up and she's like, you guys, you screwed up. And when this little Aurora turns 16, she's going to prick her finger on a spindle and die. And then off she goes. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, this poor princess, this is awful. And the 12th fairy says, well, I haven't bestowed my gift yet, and I can't reverse what, my sister has done, but I can, alter and modify it. So instead of dying, Aurora will merely fall into a deep sleep for 100 years. What I thought was interesting in this version of Sleeping Beauty, she does sleep for 100 years. It's the story. She sleeps for 100 years, and then, the Prince Philip, the prince comes at the end of those 100 years. So he shows up and the brambles and the thorns all make way for him to come in and to get up to the top of the tower where, she's called Briar Rose at that point, where Briar Rose is sleeping. And so the brambles all make way for him to go up to her. It's the end of the 100 years. He leans down and gives her a little kiss and she wakes up. So was it his kiss that woke her? No. The spell was done. So I thought that was an interesting play on the Sleeping Beauty story. It ended with not necessarily his kiss, but just the ending of the spell at the end of the 100 years. So that was interesting. But anyway, what I wanted to show you guys was the beautiful, wonderful illustrations in this book. They're just gorgeous. First of all, from, the drop caps, and I've covered up my screen, so I don't know if you're seeing that. Let me wave it a little bit to see if you're getting that on camera. The beautiful, just beautiful details, right? But then the picture, and I think I can see that. Look at that picture of Princess Aurora on her 16th birthday going up into the tower where this old woman is at the spinning wheel. Look at that picture. How beautiful. Look at all the detail of her dress. Everything about it is just gorgeous and beautiful. Every picture in here, I wanted to highlight and show to you guys. Every one of them, because every one of them was just gorgeous. There are so many pictures, like when the kingdom is asleep and the prince is coming in, he's coming through the briars to find the princess to go up the tower. The people who are asleep, every detail of them is just wonderful. There's like a dog asleep at someone's feet. It is wonderful. It is gorgeous. It is lovely. I can recommend this particular version of Sleeping Beauty, this gorgeous illustrated version of it. Here we go. That one. Okay. Anyway, so I can recommend if you want to refamiliarize yourself with the fairy tales before reading the fractured fairy tales, this is one way to do it. I also have a really nice Grimm's fairy tales book somewhere on the shelves over there that we could also dive into as we look at these fractured fairy tales throughout the year. I'm thinking it might be nice to look at the original, Grimm's telling of like with Cinderella, before we read Ash or before we do the review of Ash later in the year. Because, that story was pretty dark, the way the Brothers Grimm told it, right? Okay, so the fractured fairy tales that I have on my stack for us to go through in 2025 are as follows. We've already talked about Hansel and Gretel. I have Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher, and this one we've already read, and the review it's ready for you guys. That should be posted any day now. Next up, we have Spindle Fire by Lexa Hillyer. This one I've already started reading it. I'm not delighted with it yet. I'm hoping that it's going to improve. It is written in third person omniscient present tense, and it is throwing me for a loop. Okay, so I'm really hoping that I get used to that and it gets better. It's beautiful. Look at this. This is a beautiful book. So hopefully that's going to be improved shortly. Okay, we'll see. Then next on my list is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Sorry. And I discussed each of these books that I'm just showing you guys right now. I didn't discuss them, but I read the back covers and the front cover flaps for you guys in the Thornhedge review. So when that goes up, and I'll put a link to it in this one's information box, when that one goes up, you will see, you'll get more information about each one of these. I don't think you want me to reread all of that here in this video again. There's no point in doing it all twice, having you guys sit through it in videos twice. Next on the list is Stitching Snow by R.C. Lewis. We've got that one. That's a Snow White retelling. Next up, we've got Spinning Starlight, also by R.C. Lewis. And these two, they've got the fairy tale taking place in like outer space. There's like a sci-fi twist on them that I think is really cool. Very interesting. Next on the list is Ash by Malinda Lo. So this is a Cinderella retelling. So I think that'll be cool to read with you guys. And last on my stack is Zell by Donna Jo Napoli. This is a Rapunzel retelling. There you go. Okay, that is the group of fractured fairy tales that I have so far for 2025. If you guys have extra ones that you are thinking of, that you're excited about, that you want to read, tell me about that. If you have a favorite fractured fairy tale that you've read in the past that you would like to have me read and share here on the channel, let me know that. Put that information in the comments below. Please share. Share this, let others know about this, tag them, let them know this intro to Fractured Fairy Tales exists here on the channel. That way we can get more folks excited about twisted fairy tales. Let's read more of these things. I think it's exciting. I think it's fun. I have always enjoyed this concept. You guys, back when I was in college, I took what was it? Oh, it was a composition class, I think. I don't remember now. It was in the language arts milieu, right? It was like a composition type of class. And one of the assignments the year before, like the book that I had for the class had assignments in it, lectures and things you were supposed to do. The book the year before had assignments in it for writing a story that was a fractured fairy tale in essence. And I was so excited to do that assignment. I wanted to do that. I wanted to mix Cinderella and Snow White. I wanted them to be sisters. I always wanted to write a story where Cinderella and Snow White were sisters. I wanted to do that. And I thought that was just so novel and so new. Didn't realize that, the year before I took my composition class, it was not new. It was something that was assigned to people to do. Yeah. I've always enjoyed the concept. I've always thought it was cool. So doing this reading challenge is going to be very, very fun, I think. And I want to invite you guys to have fun too. I think that's it. I think that's all. Thumbs up for Twisted Fairy Tales, putting a twist and a spin on something old, making it new. Thank you so much for tuning in.